Hey guys, it's Laura again. So if you've been following my story, I've been talking about what it's like growing up with a disability, my disability being Erb's palsy. Now in yesterday's video, yes, I'm wearing the same clothes, but it is a different day, I promise. I spoke about I broke my left wrist. Now I know that may not seem like a big deal, and at the time as soon as I broke it, I slipped over on the tiles. That's what happened. I slipped over on the tiles and broke my wrist, and because my left bones in my arm are very weak, they snapped like a twig, and initially I was kind of like in shock, and I was like, oh yep, my wrist is broken, yep, it's flipping around more than normal. And then all of a sudden the most excruciating pain kicked in, and it didn't start too bad, and it wasn't just in my wrist either, it was in my brain. So I was home by myself. I didn't think to call an ambulance. I drove myself to the local hospital, which I do not recommend anyone doing. Do not drive yourself to the hospital if you're in pain. Call an ambulance. I didn't listen to that. I drove myself to the hospital and got there, and the pain was getting so much worse. Got in there, and then they were trying to x-ray my wrist to see whether it was broken. I could tell them it was broken, but they wanted to know where and all that kind of stuff, and they tried to get me to rotate my wrist so they could get an x-ray. Now, because of my my disability, I can't rotate my wrist. It doesn't have that movement in it, and so they were trying to bend my wrist. They just drugged me so that I couldn't feel any pain because I was just in so much pain. My brain was excruciating, my wrist was excruciating pain, and that was because these nerves that had kind of got injured when I broke my wrist have never felt pain before. I don't have feeling in my left arm. I couldn't feel pain, and then all of a sudden this rush of pain happened when I broke my wrist, and they freaked out. My brain freaked out. It was so much pain. I've never been in so much pain before in my life. So it took a while for me to actually get the pain under control. Doctors were trying different medications because I didn't want to be completely on drugs all the time, but I had a broken wrist, so they're trying to treat me for that as well. So it was a very complicated time. So that happened to me while I was in year 12. So it was a very interesting couple of months. I was in the cast for 2 months, and I had to take a lot of time off school just because I wasn't coping well with the pain. I couldn't be at school for long periods of time, so I was doing a lot of my schoolwork at home and keeping up on stuff, and because the medication they were giving me was making me so sleepy and tired. So it was a very interesting, complicated, stressful couple of months. So yeah, lots of people ask me, have I ever broken a bone? Yeah, I have, and I do not recommend it. I also broke it a couple of years later as well, and same thing, so much pain. But yeah, I do not recommend breaking your wrist. It's not fun, and it's not fun if you have a disability either. So in some ways it wasn't a lot different because I couldn't use my left hand beforehand, and now I couldn't because I had a broken wrist. So there were some things that were similar, like I didn't have to learn how to do a whole bunch of new stuff. There were some things that I just couldn't use my wrist for that I would normally use it for, but it wasn't too much different, so which was kind of interesting. But yeah, so I just wanted to leave you with that. Like this video, subscribe to this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.